Greetings, holistic leaders. I'm going to give a few moments for people to get the notification while we wait. Good evening, sis. How are you? While we wait, I am Phoenix Love of a Healer's Haven. I work with purpose-driven leaders to provide holistic healing solutions to help you achieve your wellness goals as well as work-life balance. I am the helper to the healer and the healer to the helper. Thank you so much for joining this evening's full moon meditation. It is a special one because it also is the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s the day of celebration. We know his birthday was actually on Friday. So I'm so glad to facilitate this meditation. And I am going to start out just talking a little bit about why this particular full moon is so important and the power that comes with it. And there is a lot of power that comes with it. And then I am going to go into a sound healing meditation with all of you. And we'll close with a devotion, which is actually out of a beautiful book that was given to me as a gift from one of my colleagues that I used to work with. And it is actually Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s prayers. It's some of his prayers, things he's written. It's excerpts taken from some of his speeches. It was a beautiful gift. And I said, wow, this is like the most appropriate time to actually use this booklet. And I'm going to use it, even more going forward. But what a great day to actually honor him and honor his legacy by reading from his actual prayers and some of his excerpts. So, with all of that said, hello, thank you for joining. I'm going to give it a few more moments. I do want to, make sure the notifications went out, and I don't want anyone to miss anything live. Of course, there'll be some of you that will catch this on the replay, so you can just put #replay. And I'm hoping that you will receive. I believe you will receive this evening. I say. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about this full moon and really to give you some guidance on, how you can prepare, what you should be doing in order to prepare for this time period, because the full moon usually lasts about 4 days. So, you have a few days to really get in there, get some prayers and meditation and charge your crystals and all the things that I speak about often in this community of what we should be doing on the full moons and just in general. But full moons are always an opportunity where we can really tap into that extra energy that comes from the full moon and just the electromagnetic connection that we have with the full moon. So, and with the moon in general. So there's really 3 areas that, you really should be preparing and thinking about, okay? Because this is an opportunity for you to really tap into that higher consciousness and be able to take whatever it is that you're believing for and what you have in your heart and what you have been praying about to another level. This is what they call a super blood or wolf moon, which is, it's a lot going on there. And blood is really just because of the color. If you were able to actually see the moon, I know I went out, I couldn't see it, but it's like almost 0 degrees here in New York. I don't know about anybody else, but it's freezing here, so I wasn't going to stay out and try to find the moon. But if you were able to see it, especially like last night, like midnight, it was like a reddish color. I know some people took pictures and they were able to see it, and it was fascinating. But when we start talking about this eclipse that happened, which gave it its color, but also the fact that it's in the sign Leo, and it's a wolf moon, meaning, it's the first moon of the year. So that's really where the wolf comes in. But if you think about those 2 animals, those are 2 very dominating animals, wolves as well as lions. and which is the symbolic animal for Leo, of course. And they are also, and I want us to keep this in mind, they're leaders of their packs or their clans, right? So there's a lot of symbolism there, but they're also predatory animals if you think about it, right? So there has to be a lot of balance around the energy, that masculine, that feminine energy, the balance of, our lighter self and more in tune and righteous and loving and kind self, but also the darker side that many of us can possess, right? We are not all, floating around and angelic and always in the best, place as far as our emotions and how we're feeling and even how we show up in our behavior. So this is a time of balance and really practicing patience with yourself, really looking at what are those areas of darkness that I really need to clear up and I really need to ask the divine to help me with, to bring it to surface, right? And these are those areas that often that we try to hide or we try to tuck it away, or some of us, they're just they're at a heightened level sometimes too much. This may show up as being very argumentative or getting into a lot of challenges, maybe relationally, whether it's with our family members or it's with our co-workers, but we are showing up a certain way. And this is a time that's really pulling us to really balance out those emotions, to really get our emotions in check. So you have those two kind of dominant totem animals that are dominating this time around this full moon, and it's actually going to stretch all the way into when the new moon comes. So you really have a time period to work on you, work on yourself, work on your soul. How do you want to show up this year? What do you want things to look like for you in this year? And that really has a lot to do with you doing not only your healing of your soul and your emotions and, correcting some of those behaviors, but also looking at your environment, okay? Who you're connected to, where you are, as far as where you work, your businesses, where you actually go, everything. All of this is going to be a factor because every single exchange that we have on a day-to-day basis, that's an exchange of energy. And energy right now, and I'm sure many of you have been feeling this, there's like a pull, there's almost like a gravitational pull on you. And that's because of the level of energy that's, I want to say the universe is at right now. There's so many shifts, there's so many changes because we are in a transformative 3-year. So even today is very powerful because the 21st adds up to what? 3. So it's a 3-day in a 3-year. 3 is all about change and all about transformation. So when I was really praying and meditating about doing this meditation with the community, and I say, yes, it's on Dr. Martin Luther King Day, and he was all about transformation and change. He was, powerful leader during a time of civil unrest. So, he was civil rights leaders, of course, and there was so much going on in our country and in our world at that time that he was, of course, pivotal in making such a change that, of course, we honor him today. He was a catalyst and he was a change agent, which is really what this community is all about. So I just said, this makes sense. It's such a connection. There's so much symbolism around today, and there's so much power I would sort of say, in the air that we really can take advantage of on this day and, for the next few days of this full moon. So this is really a time also of rebirth. And it's a time that you can look at shedding off of all of those old kind of tired ways, behaviors, thoughts, negative energy is really an opportunity to really shed that, to really purge that, to let it go, to release it. And that's some of what we're going to do in the meditation today. So 3 areas, like I said, One is really is bringing an opportunity for you to step into your truth. All about clarity. It's an opportunity for you to go higher. You know, the all knowing, your third eye, your crown chakra, making sure that they're finely tuned. Owning what your purpose is. And if you've lost your way or you don't know your purpose, it's an opportunity to really reconnect with the divine and with divinity, to really own what your purpose is. This is that time. Also a time of revelation. So if you notice, even if you look at the news, if you maybe in your household, in your families, on your job, it's a time of revelation. It's a time of things coming out that's been buried, that's been tucked away, that's been hidden, no longer can be hidden. Okay, because we have to, in order for things, and I've said this many times, this is what my platform is about: reveal, heal, and live on purpose. For us to live on purpose, all of us, because we are all divinely connected. There are things that had to be brought out that have been brought out, and we know there's been things that have come out since from December, the end of December, and even with things we're seeing now that's happening. And this can also be happening in your own families and at your jobs and everything. I was just speaking with a colleague at my old job and just found out that top people are being moved out because things were revealed that came out that didn't look favorable to those that were, like in Albany and making the decisions, and they're moving out the top people. This is what's going on. And I was saying this all along last quarter. So we have to really, really buckle up and take advantage of really the opportunity for us to make a change and a shift in our own lives. So it's a time of revelation. So the second thing is that let's look at, and I'm sorry, this is really connected to one. Let's look at our soul purpose, okay? And really, it's a time of expansion. It's a time that, we can step into higher consciousness. We can really pull back that veil and do a lot of cleaning up, not only of our own souls, but those that are connected to us. Really doing a checks and balances of those that are around us. This is so, so important, because there's going to be things that happen, if it's not already happening, where there are those people that have been in our face, been connected to us, and they are not really invested in the relationships. They are not really invested in whatever it is that God has us on a path to do, and they have really been pretending. You have had a lot of pretenders in your life. They're, people that show up, they act like they're for you, but they're really not. So this is a time to really do some purging and cleaning of house, not only of your own temple, but again, who's around you and who's connected to you. So, again, this is when you talk about this super blood full moon with the wolf and the lion and all of these different animals. That's because it's a symbolic of leadership. It's a symbolic of dominance. And what you don't want is to have people attached to you who are threatened or intimidated by that, and therefore they are trying to sabotage. But guess what? Because it's a time of revelation, it will also be exposed, if that's the case. Okay, so like I said, it's a powerful time, everyone. This is why I wanted to give this message. Next thing is, so I spoke about what's hidden. Also, when we talk about the cleansing of your body, this is very, very important that at this time that you are taking care of your body. You are doing your detoxing. You are doing your fasting. You are doing your meditation. You are putting the right foods in your body. I think I put a couple of posts in the group about what you are actually digesting and the type of foods you need to get rid of, or food products, because they're not really food, like, sugar and additives and all those things. This is very important at this time. So if nothing else, use these couple of days to fast and pray. Fast, detox, and really to flush these things out of your system. So that's a lot of meats, especially red meat, certainly not pork, getting these things out of your system. Okay, so taking care of your temple and really looking at this as a time, again, to purge. purge and cleanse your temple. Okay? Because the more your temple is clean and clear, you are able to have clarity and you are able to connect to the divine. You are able to hear more clearly. Because right now, we are being called as leaders, as change agents, just like Dr. King, to be able to hear and tap into the spirit realm so that we know exactly what it is that the Almighty wants us to do. I mean, this is such, how can I say, this is such a powerful movement that is going on right now. And I don't think people understand the magnitude of the changes that are taking place and that are about to take place. We are seeing some remnants of it. Again, some of this started December, November, December. We saw some of this, but there is so much more to come. Again, a year of transformation. So we have to be prepared. And because we are called to lead and lead others, and we have others that we serve that account on us for leadership and guidance, we have to make sure that we are strong, that we are in position, and that we are healthy. That's what's key. We in order for us, and again, this is all of the mind, body, spirit, soul connection. This is why I have this community talking about really supporting holistic living, because we have to make sure that we are always in tune and that we are able to tap into that spirit realm and know exactly what it is that the divine wants us to do. Okay? So, the third area is to call to embrace creativity. So, whenever you are a leader, you are called to be able to come up with decisions, come up with ideas and things that are going to promote positive change and foster change, right? Whether it's on your jobs, in your businesses, in your home, you are looked to make those changes and to make those really tough decisions. And that calls for creativity for most of the time. We have to be able to, take those lemons and make lemonade. And sometimes a whole lot of lemonade, right? Because many times we don't have all of the resources, we don't have everything we need. But this is where we have to be creative. And also, when we look at who's around us, and this goes back to, again, who are we connected to, you want to make sure you have a team that also can be creative and think on the spot and be able to tap together or connect together, just like we do in this community, because we are created to be interdependent, because there is a mission. There is something that we are called to do together, okay? And this is where creativity comes in. How can we solve the problems of the land? How can we solve the problems in our community? How can we solve the problems in our homes and our families without using creativity and coming up with witty ideas and innovations and things that are going to move us to the next level? We cannot do business as usual. We cannot run our families the way we used to. Everything is pulling us. Again, this is that gravitational pull you're feeling right now to take us to another level. We have to go to another level. We have to think differently. We have to speak differently. We have to act differently. Okay? So it's so important. Thank you. It's so important that we look at these three areas. One, being aware that this is a time of transformation and really being clear about what our purpose is. And if we're not, making sure we're tapping into that relationship with divinity to get clear. And that's looking at also who's connected to us, right? Second thing is making sure we're taking care of our temple and what we're putting in our body. How often are we eating, what we're eating, moving our bodies, everything and anything that's going to make sure that we're healthy and that we're whole, so that we can step into our position of leadership and be able to guide others to a path of being healthy and whole as well. And then the third thing is using creativity, the call to be very creative, the call to think outside of the box, to be innovative, and to be connected to people that are thinking, that are like-minded and like-spirited. It's so important right now that we are not doing things the way we used to do. If we want something very different this year, if we want to manifest, which is pretty much what we all want, we want to be able to manifest our dreams, then we have to be doing something different. We have to think different. We have to speak different. We have to act different. And guess what? That also means that our circles have to be different. Okay? So part of this full moon meditation is really having a clear understanding of where we are. We can't know where we're going if we don't know where we are first. So this is that location perspective. Having the perspective of knowing who you are, first and foremost, right? And knowing exactly where you stand in the grand scheme of this master plan, because there's always a master plan. We're just a part of it, right? But we are called as leaders, because everybody in this group are leaders, right? People are looking to us for guidance, that we have to take it up another level. We have to operate at another level of consciousness. So this is where, again, we have to make sure that these chakras are in alignment. So tonight I am going to do a specific meditation for the crown chakra. And some of the tools are going to be tuned to the crown chakra. One is the crown chakra crystal quartz bowl that I have here, and it's the A note, I believe. And we're going to really talk about balance, or meditate on balance and harmony, because that's really what was coming up in my prayer time, that we have to be in balance. We have to be more harmonious, not only with each other, but even within ourselves. Like I said, there's the light side of us, but there's a dark side as well. We all have that. We have those areas, like I said, that we've been covering and kind of tucking away. And it's time to bring that up so it can be healed, so that we are fully light. Because wherever we show up, and I want everyone to hear what I'm about to say, wherever we show up, right, our light, our energy shows up first. That's how we really introduce ourselves to each other. Yes, some of us, many of us wear masks, and we have that representative that we kind of put out there. But our energy, those of us that are really sensitive to energy too, we can see the real. We can see the real energetic being. So if we have areas of us that is unhealed, and there's a lot of bitterness and heaviness and darkness that is still there, most of the time, that's really what's coming out and what's showing up. And it shows up in a variety of different ways. Sometimes we say, well, why do we keep attracting certain kind of people that are very negative? Or we keep ending up in certain places, or certain things just keep happening to us that are not positive? Because whatever that thing is within us, it's really showing up energetically. So we're drawing that energy to us. So we want to really use this time to deal with that, to address it, to put it to bed and put it to rest. And that's, again, your diet is a big part of that. Clearing up your diet is going to help tremendously. So again, use this time to really fast and detox. So while I set up my instruments, I want everybody to get seated in a comfortable position. You can either sit like I'm sitting in a lotus position on the floor, or you can sit in a chair, because I know some people may have back issues, but like if you do have a back issue, you can have a nice pillow like this and put it behind you. But just get comfortable. You can close your eyes and just relax. And And just inhale through your nose. And then exhale slowly out your mouth. And take in, inhale in your nose slowly. And then exhale out your mouth. And do that 2 more times. want you to visualize, as you keep your eyes closed, a bright golden light hovering over the top of your head, over your crown chakra. And imagine that golden light is filled with healing power, to cleanse away any negative thinking, any thoughts that have been weighing you down. That bright golden light is there to combat the darkness of old, unhealed wounds or trauma. That bright golden light is covering your entire being, surrounding your aura, penetrating through all of your organs, flowing through each and every cell in your body, becoming one with your soul, clearing out anything that is foreign, any ailments, any illness, anything that is not life-giving. Imagine that golden light has become one with you, strengthening you and giving you the power that you need to be this formidable force in the world, to take on any challenges that you may have, anything that has kept you from living out your destiny, fulfilling your purpose on this earth. That golden light is you, because you are the light. You are love. You are peace. You are joy. Everything that you need resides within you. And that you know you don't have to look outside of yourself for that power, for the courage, for the strength, because you already have it. You are the light. You are that golden light shining everywhere you go, changing the trajectory of each and every environment that you step into. Take in a deep breath in your nose. Just let it sit there, that light, with the breath, because the breath is your life. Just hold it there and sit there. And then release it with an exhale slowly. And let's do that again 2 more times. Inhale in the nose. Let it sit. And then exhale slowly. One more time. last exhale, imagine releasing all that no longer serves you, all of the pain, all of the negative words that may have been spoken over you, all of the limiting beliefs that may have kept you back or even self-sabotaged your ideas, your dreams, your thoughts. Releasing any stagnant energy out of your body. And just allowing that golden light to consume you. The healing light to flow through you. From the crown of your head down to the soles of your feet. Just sit and allow that light to consume your entire being. That you feel the warmth all over your body. And continue to sit with the light with your eyes closed. I will read. You can have your eyes closed or open. I will read the 2 prayers from Dr. King to close out in devotion. The first one is titled, Those Dimensions That Will Bring Completeness. It says, let us pray. Eternal God, our Father, we thank Thee for the insights of old, the insights of prophets, and those who have lived near to Thee. Grant that as we continue to live, we will seek to develop all of those dimensions that will bring completeness to us. Grant somehow that we will learn to be concerned about ourselves, but at the same time give us that great concern for other selves. At the same time, help us to be concerned about Thee and to worship Thee in spirit and truth. Grant that somehow we will come to the great conclusion that unless we have all 3 of these, we somehow will live our lives that are incomplete. The second prayer that to me it really resonated because it speaks to the times that we are in right now. And even during this whole full moon dispensation that I spoke about earlier, it's called the new earth in which dwells righteousness. And this was actually part of Dr. King's radio broadcast from his from Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta. Our loving Father, from thy hand have come all the days of the past. To thee we look for whatever good the future holds. We are not satisfied with the world as we have found it. It is too little the kingdom of God as yet. Grant us the privilege of a part in its regeneration. We are looking for a new earth in which dwells righteousness. It is our prayer that we may be children of the light, the kind of people for whose coming and ministry the world is waiting. Amen. So, in closing, the world is waiting for us. The world is waiting for you. For each one of you, including myself, to take our place and position and to be the light that we are called to be. And we are. The meditation I did about being a golden light and allowing that to consume, to heal those parts and brighten those parts that have been tucked away in darkness. Keep doing that meditation. Keep asking God in prayer to help to heal those areas, because that's going to continue to raise the consciousness. And you can do affirmations of I am divine light. I am a ball of light. I'm a beam of light. I'm a shining beam. I am here and I'm called to be here at this time, at this moment, to be great, to provide hope for others that are hopeless. I am healing every day. I am growing every day. And the more you affirm yourself in those statements, in those positive statements, that will continue to raise up your Sikkim, your life force energy, and raise up your consciousness so that you can continue to walk in greatness and be a blessing to those that you are called to serve. So thank you for joining. I hope this meditation was a blessing to you. If you are catching this on the replay, you can just put #replay. And I want everyone to have an amazing, beautiful evening, rest of your evening. And I'll see you soon. Peace.